Would the snow be lethal to Inklings because it is technically water? Would making a snow angel be torture for an Inkling? Oh my goodness, I don't want to think about that. I'm scared of you, and welcome back to Let's Play Splatoon 3. In the previous episode, I could get used to this. Landfill Dreamland. Ew, this place is kind of a mess. But wait! Something on that high ground over there is blasting out a super strong signal. That must be Gramps. Let's get going, Agent 3. It'll be a bit before we actually get up there, but trust me, it's definitely worth the wait. Starting off, Landfill Dreamland. I will say this area is a lot more easier to navigate than the previous world, the chirogenic Hope Town. So, don't worry about it being too obnoxious or anything like that. It is obnoxious, but it's a fun kind of obnoxious. Kind of like me. Except I'm not fun. I'm annoying and evil. I'm pure evil. Proceed with caution, Agent 3. This mission will test your multitasking capabilities. Use Propellered to reach the goal. We got the Hero Gear, Nautilus 47, and GooTuber. I'm gonna go with the GooTuber because that sounds like a funny name. When this weapon was first announced, I imagine this is what, like, the Splatoon equivalent of a YouTuber would be. The GooTube. Well, there's the goal, but I didn't get to finish reading that. So, let's go to the lobby. Let's go to the lobby. So one thing you probably noticed in the past couple episodes of the Let's Play, we're not really focusing too much on completing the levels in a set order. We're just kind of finding them as we go and completing them as we continue. The reason for that is because I don't care. So I was thinking about trying to finish them in... I know that person! Hi, how you doing? What was I saying? Yeah, so I was thinking about completing these in the numerical order of the levels, like going levels 1, then 2, then 3, and 4, and so on. But they're kind of like spread out in a bit of a random pattern, so I don't particularly care that much about showing them in order, because we're going to be showcasing all the levels anyway, so I don't think it really matters that much. But let's continue on over this way. Checkpoint! That means we're made to checkpoints. That was a great observation there, lady, here to you. So the GooTuber weapon itself, I don't use sniper weapons too often, but I feel like this one's probably one of the more fun ones to use. It has a good range on it. It has a great firing power, and if you're just mashing the buttons as well, you can also take care of enemies up close pretty quickly too. It's not a super great weapon to fight up close because it is still a sniper weapon, but it is definitely something that I feel like if you're trying to transition from like a splatter shot to a sniper weapon, this is probably a good starting point. I don't like sniper weapons though, so I never use them online. So that, yeah, that's a bit of a fun time. Boom! Dive! Dive! Whee! You. That's a system this Splatoon started on. Okay, can we talk about how amazing it is that Splatoon is as successful as it is, considering the first game to beat it on the Wii U of all things? Like, not knocking the Wii U or anything like that. I loved the Wii U back in the day. Like, Miiverse was awesome. It introduced me to some of my favorite games of all time. And like the hype cycle of Smash Brothers for Wii U was like a really precious time in my late teenage years and things like that. God, I feel old saying that. But the fact that a system that only sold 13 million units, and Splatoon is as big as it is, that's pretty incredible. That is incredible, if you will. I guess it's really special because I like such a limited fan base. Like Splatoon fans felt a bit more like a close-knit community back in the early days, and then when it came to Switch, it was a lot easier to recommend it to people who had never tried it before. I feel like that's one of the bigger contributors to why Splatoon became as popular as it did, and also because of the fact that this game is freaking awesome. I'm gonna hold off on clearing out this scoop until we absolutely need it. Oh, yeah, we have 2 levels right here. That's super convenient. This must do a test your hand eye rail coordination. Break every target you see as you ride the ride rails. If this is the one that I'm thinking of, I want to... Wait, what? Oh, no, I'm not using this weapon. Let's use the Splatting instead. I do not like blasters. Blasters are probably my least favorite weapon type in the entirety of Splatoon. Destroy the targets and reach the goal. Hope you like splatting targets. Ooh, a ride rail. I like those because they move automatically. Ride rails would be so much fun in real life. I'd probably get nervous about falling off them because I don't have the best balance in the world. But they'd still be really fun to try in real life if the option ever become available. Got some power eggs over there. And they're shiny, and I like shiny. I love the background, by the way, like the monorails off the side. That's really cool. Mono, meaning 1. Rail, meaning rail. And that concludes our 5-week course, or whatever the line was. Monorail! 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 Probably unpopular opinion, but you know the monorails at Disney World? I used to really love them as a kid, but as I gotten older, I'm kind of indifferent towards them now. And I feel bad for saying that because monorails are such a classic part of Disney World, but... Ah, crap, we were a little too late. But the thing with monorails is that they're always super crowded and they're kind of noisy. So it's not my first transportation choice when I'm going across Disney World property and things like that. So if I were to make a choice, then definitely the Skyliner because I love the gondola. It's super cool. The monorail is still pretty cool, and it's a classic part of Disney, but I do get why they kind of stopped after the expanding it to go to Epcot. That being said, I do wish that there was an easier, like, more fun way to transport between Animal Kingdom and the other parks, because the only way currently, at the time this video being uploaded, is through the buses. I really don't like Disney buses. So, Disney buses, I wish that they had, like, some kind of posted schedule on them, but they don't. And even if they did, more often than not, they're late. So, it's not the most ideal situation in the world. I'm not too fond of it. Alright, we're getting close. Final checkpoint. Try to keep this up in the second half. So something kind of amusing about this level was that during a Treehouse presentation showcasing Splatoon 3, they were demonstrating this level during the Treehouse stream. And I remember that one in particular because the people who were playing it on stream were kind of struggling with it a little bit. And I just thought that was kind of funny because it's like, they work for the Treehouse, they play games all day, so it's kind of amusing that this level that's not that bad was the one that was giving them trouble. Come on, come on, come on! Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, I made fun of Treehouse and I'm getting the karma. Okay, let's do this. I've been struggling with this because I made fun of the Treehouse people. I get it. I will never make fun of Treehouse ever again. That's a lie. I probably will at some point, but for the sake of conversation, I'm just going to pretend that I'm going to be truthful in that statement. Okay, let's do this. I was trying to say a moment ago. Why? What? How did I miss that one of all things? How did I miss both of them? A current egg total is 2012. That's the year that I started this channel. God, that was an eternity ago. It's kind of amusing when you work in a theme park and you see, like, kids and things like that, because whenever I see, like, a little kid at Disney, one of the things that usually comes to mind is, I wonder what Let's Play I was doing when you were born. Because, like, hey, 2021, that's the year I started working at Disney. That's pretty fun. 2027, that's the year when we turn 30. That is not too far from now. Dang. Why am I struggling with that balloon over there? A 5-year-old could get that balloon blindfolded. The thing that's really hard to believe is that in my next channel anniversary, the channel itself is going to turn 14, and that's kind of mind-blowing to think about, because at that point, the channel itself will then become the same age that I was when I first started making videos, and that is kind of hard to believe. Like, literally, next year, this channel would have existed for literally half of my life. Okay. Okay, we got this. We can do it. We can do it! Big finish coming up, I can feel it! I'm really feeling it! Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? I'm feeling it, SpongeBob. Patrick, that's not a ride! Get off of me. Ah! We did it! Okay, we finally did it! And because I didn't point out before, I want to point out now. Some of the stickers on the side of the monorail tracks, they look like a hidden Mickey. I thought that the first time that I saw this level, and I always think of whenever I go through this area again.
In this mission, you must destroy the target before they fly away.
Fly away, targets, be free. Oh crap, it's this level. I do not like this level. Have fun bleeping that out later to you. This stupid level. We step on the switch, and we gotta destroy the balloons. It's very, very stupid. I do not like it one bit. If we pop the red balloons, then we fail. This level is very, very stupid. What's also very stupid is that this level is located right next to the first level in this world, but this is level 10. So yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier when I was saying that the levels themselves are kind of weirdly located, so I don't really care that much about going over them in numerical order. Okay, burst bombs are going to be your best friend on this one. Just be careful not to destroy the red balloons. Okay. Oh, come on! Burst bombs, work! Why does this one go away so fast? That's so stupid! Finally! Oh my god, I hate this freaking level! I'm shocked I didn't destroy any of the red balloons. I will take that. Okay. Almost there. Almost there. Final freaking checkpoint. Where the hell are those balloons? How did we do that one first try? I'm not complaining, but how in the world did we do that one first try? That was very shocking. No, that was not fun, Marie. Shut up. We did it! Yay! We never have to do this level ever again! Material land of alternate save file. Whoosh! This stage freaking rules. Brinewater Springs is so pretty, and you know what? I think this might be one of the more underrated stages in the entire Splatoon series. And I'm realizing why I like this about this one so much. So, think of it. You have opposite sides of the stage. We're both kind of going into a bit of a vertical area, going to like a central part that's at a lower elevation than the home bases and stuff like that. I think I realized this is this game's equivalent to Moray Towers. And I like Moray Towers.
Oh, man. You know, that was my biggest disappointment with this game, that Mori Towers never returned, but you know what? I'm realizing it did come back in a way. Just not in a way that I would have liked, because that meant that it would have come back the normal way, and not like some kind of physiological... What was that word I said? Philosophical, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, that word. Anyway, yeah, so, yeah. The thing that I want to talk about today is pretty interesting. Did you know that coconuts have water in them? No, so the thing I actually want to talk about. This day, I'm recording this I'm usually trying my best not to say what day I'm recording these videos ahead of time. Like, we already know at this point in the Let's Play that I'm recording the online footage months ahead of time, so that we can actually continuously upload at a regular schedule. But this specific day that I'm recording, in where I live, it's May 27th, 2025. In Japan, it's May 28th. So this date has significance because this is the 10th anniversary of the first game's release. And that is just mind-blowing. How in the world has that been 10 years already? So, like, I've followed the Splatoon series forever, and when they first announced it for the Wii U, I was like, oh, that looks kind of neat. I'm not much of an online shooter player or anything like that, but, you know, I might give it a try. It looks kind of cute. And then I learned that, oh wait, we're not actually fighting enemies in this game, we're just covering the ground in ink. It's like a paintball game. That looks fun. And then I saw the characters, I was like, wait, the characters look adorable. Oh my god, I love the Squid Sisters. Oh my god, this game has a cool single player mode. Okay, I'm excited for this game now. And that's the big reason that I got into the Splatoon series in the first place. And I will say, if it weren't for making videos, I don't think I would have gotten into the series as much as I did early on. Like, I definitely would have fallen in love with the games more with Splatoon 2, but the first game was a really special experience because I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to do an online multiplayer game on the channel yet. So my idea at the time was that, like what I did with this Let's Play, I'd be recording months ahead of time, and then just editing the footage that way and things like that. So that was something that I was doing. But the big reason why I was doing that was because one of the Splatfests was for SpongeBob vs. Patrick, and being like a big SpongeBob fan, I was like, okay, I want to record footage for this. And just all of that was just a really, really fun time. I would go into more of a deep dive onto like why I just love the Splatoon series so much, but fist pump! That was awesome! Okay. First of all, that victory animation with the bucket is iconic for the Splatoon series. I'm super happy it's in the Super Smash Bros. Victory screen, and I'm really happy that we saw that here. And I'm doubly happy that we got the fist bump during that one. It is so I love Splatoon so much. Oh man, I'm so glad the series got popular, and like this game had everything going against it because there was no way this game was going to be successful. It was an online game from Nintendo, who notoriously has a terrible online in their games, for the Wii U, which nobody ever got. But the game still managed to get super successful, especially in Japan, and it's a pretty incredible story. An incredible story, if you will. Alright, stop the video real quick, post commentary, Lady Geardo here to interrupt the video for a moment, because I want to point out something really funny. We talk about the fact that it was incredible the Splatoon series became as popular as it did on the Wii U twice in this video. But keep in mind, this footage is recorded months away from each other. The online multiplayer footage we're seeing right now was recorded in May. And the single player campaign footage where we mentioned the same story earlier this year was recorded in November. I had no way of knowing that these two were going to be in the same video. Either my commentary skills need improving and I'm retelling the same stories over and over again, or I can see the future! Probably the first one. Clam Blitz, oh yeah. So, I want to talk more about this weapon, the Blobbler, because so far in online matches, we've only ever used the Dark Tetradulies. So let's talk about this weapon too. The Blobbler might well be my second favorite weapon in the game. Like, I always go back and forth over this one or the Dark Tetradulies or which one is my actual favorite. But this one I think is really, really cool because it's like a slosher, and I've always liked sloshers. But also because when you fire the bubbles, if 4 of them hit the opponent, that's like an instant splat. And that's awesome. Ah! I missed! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I missed! How did I miss? It was 2 feet in front of me! Oh, if we lose, I'm the reason. If we lose, I am the reason 100%. Oh my god, that was embarrassing. Okay. Okay. We have another football thingy. I know it's not called a football on Clam Blitz, but it's basically a football. And I don't care about football, but... Owie! Their tag was theoretically possible fish. That's funny. That is one thing I really like about this game, is that they give you like the tags, and I think mine's like a nostalgia beta tester, but that is amusing. That is quite amusing indeed. I will say, that person's doing pretty well with the sniper, like using the stage elevation as like a background thing. Well, not a background, like some kind of barrier to protect them. That's a pretty good use of that. Do they have 2 snipers on their team? They had 2 Splatonas. Yeah, they had 2 Splatonas and 2 snipers. Okay, that's an interesting combination. But we have the Blobbler, and the Blobbler fires bubbles, and that makes it the best weapon in existence. This weapon was also in Splatoon 2, and it was also one of my favorites in that game as well. So, yeah, I've always loved the Blobbler. And something kind of amusing was I was talking to a friend at work, and we were like talking about Splatoon for a little bit, because when we were at work, I was carrying around a bucket for work-related reasons, and so, you have a hammer. Okay, so they do not break our barrier. I do not like it when you break the barrier, and I also do not like it when we lose the lead. I don't like losing the lead. Alright, how do you feel about a bubble in the face? I want to put a bubble in your face. There we go. So yeah, the Blobbler, we were talking about Splatoon for a little bit because I was carrying around a bucket, and I was like, you know, every time I carry a bucket, I always think the sloshers from Splatoon. And like, I specifically mentioned the Blobbler being one of my favorites, and they were all like, man, I hate the Blobbler because I always get splattered by that thing. Alright, we're gonna throw this thingy. And boom! Wait, why did that miss? What? What? That should not have missed! I don't care what anyone says! That should have gone in there! Alright, we have 30 seconds on the clock. I don't have the highest of hopes in the world for how this one's gonna turn out. But you know what? You know what? It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine and dandy. It's gonna be epic. As epic as the universe. Okay, we're going to go this way. We're going to splat you. Everybody go this way. Alright. Come on.
Yes, 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 yes. Okay, we are in overtime. We are in overtime. We got this. We got it. We got it. We got it. We got it. We so good. All right, come on. Yes! Oh yeah! Yeah! Thou shalt fear my adorableness! Oh, they fist bumped. I love the fist bump, it's so cool. But I'm taking care of all that, so we're ending the video off here. Thank you so much for watching the video with the whatever this game is, and until next time, Lady Garrett is. Oh yeah, I still don't like this stupid balloon level.